Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria. I'm currently doing 31 days of Halloween and today is day 27. Today is another suggestion from Samantha Garcia. I'm going to be doing the Corpse Bride. I have been seeing so many beautiful and wonderful Corpse Bride looks this year, so I'm really happy that I'm going to join in on the fun. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is block out my eyebrows. So I'm going to do 4 layers of glue and then I'm going to start painting the entirety of my face. I will be using the light blue Paradise makeup from Mehron. So I got the base on. I'm going to worry about the neck later. But now I'm going to move on to the eyebrows. So they're basically going to be black, but I am going to add a little bit of blue in there. So it's like a really dark navy. And I am using my Mehron Basics palette. And actually, I'm going to draw them in with a very light gray shadow at first, just so I can have a little guide. So I'm also just taking a little bit of that blue paint and cleaning up any of the edges that are not as clean. Okay, now I'm going to start drawing the other one. Right now I think I have them too close. So I'm going to take a little bit of that blue paint and I'm going to go underneath this one. I forgot to mention, I did start pretty much above where my eyebrow starts and I'm bringing it down a little bit onto my eyebrow. Alright, before I forget, I am going to take a little bit of the Jumbo Eye Pencil from NYX. This is the shade Milk. And I'm just taking it on a brush. I'm going to kind of use that under my eyes and in other areas that I want to highlight. I'm just dabbing that in. Okay, now I'm going to lightly set all of that with some of my Maybelline Master Fix setting powder. Okay, so now I'm going to start doing my eyes, and for that I'm mostly going to be using blues. So I'm going to start off with this navy blue in the Morphe Dare to Create palette. I'm going to be using that shade in particular a lot. So I am starting on the outer corner and I'm actually going to bring it up so it kind of follows my eyebrows, if that makes sense. I'm just taking some of that blue paint and blending out anything that I didn't like on the edges of where I placed that shadow. And where my eyebrow is blocked, it's not applying as well with a brush, so I am taking some on my finger and a little bit damp as well and just pressing that on. And for that empty part of my eyelid, I'm going to use this blue shimmer. And I'm just going to use my finger to swipe that on. Now I am going to take a little bit of a black eyeshadow just to deepen it up even more on the outer corner and the crease. Bringing that up into that area that I brought up. Okay, so for my inner corner, I'm going to take a lighter blue eyeshadow and I'm also going to go over that with a silver. So I'm going to be using the blue and the silver from the Freak palette by Juvia's Place. This one and this one. I'm going super lightly in with that blue. With the same navy eyeshadow that I use for most of my eyelid, I'm going to start to kind of contour my face. I'm going to start with my nose. I'm making it really skinny. I'm just taking my sponge with the blue paint. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that eyeshadow and start to kind of lightly put it on my nostrils. And the tip of my nose. And I am kind of cutting across right here on the bulb of my nose. Bringing that shading down just a little bit further down my nostrils just to kind of include the rest of my nose. Now I'm going to take some of that same shadow and go on my cheekbones. And just really blending as I go. Now just taking my contour brush and just blending it even more. I'm just taking it on my jawline as well. And on my chin is a bit pointier, so I'm just gonna kind of round it out with some of this blue. I'm just taking away a little bit of this blue underneath that kind of goes like that. I'm just taking a little bit away. I'm also gonna add a little bit of that shading underneath my bottom lip, as well as kind of around my eyebrows as well, but very, very lightly, just to add some dimension so it's not too flat. And she does kind of have little dimples right here when she like smiles, so I'm just shading it a little bit here. Now I'm going to finish the eyes. I'm going to draw underneath my eye and I'm going to fill that part in that's empty with white. For that white part underneath, I'm going to be using the Mehron Clown White makeup. It's creamier, I feel like, than the water activated ones, which tends to crack if you put it underneath your eyes. And I am going to do an eyeliner as well. I'm going to be wearing pretty big lashes. You're not going to really see this, but it's just kind of for a base. Before I draw some lashes on this bottom black line, I'm going to take some of that blue eyeshadow. I'm just going to shade underneath it. Now for lashes. Now I am kind of giving myself a winged liner, but it kind of acts as if it was another eyelash, if that makes sense. Okay, so now I'm going to take my NYX Jumbo pencil and go directly on my waterline. Okay, for lipsticks, I'm going to use two different ones. And I'm also going to use a lip liner. So first I'm going to take the shade Sand Beige. This is a NYX mechanical lip liner. I'm going to outline them so they are a little bit bigger than my normal natural lips. And I am taking it out a little bit. And I'm actually outlining this side closer to my actual lip line. This one is a little bit over outlined. Her lips are a little bit asymmetrical on top. Just kind of filling that in. Now for the lipsticks, I'm going to start with the shade True Story. This is a Morphe liquid lipstick. Now to make them more pink, because hers are more pink, I'm going to use the shade Allison. This is an Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick. And with a little bit of that white face paint, I'm going to just clean up anything outside on the lips. I feel like the lips were just a tiny bit vibrant, so I'm taking a tiny bit of concealer and the smallest amount of white paint and just tapping over that to kind of dull them up a bit. I feel like that's a little bit more accurate. Now she does have a scar, and I believe it's on this side. Yeah, so it's on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that now. So I'm gonna take my black liquid liner, and I'm trying to look at it so I can get it the best that I can. I think I'm just gonna kind of do a general shape. And there's like some little cracks coming from it. I'm just gonna start to fill that in. Now I'm going to take some of that navy blue eyeshadow and start to shade around that crack. I'm just taking some black paint and making it a little bit darker because that eyeliner didn't fill it in completely, I found. I think I'm going to take just a little bit of that white clown paint and try to draw like general shapes of the teeth. I don't know why, but I kind of feel like I look like Ariana Grande right now. She does have some scarring on her forehead as well. Now, she is a corpse, so she's a little bit dirty. So I'm going to take black eyeshadow very lightly on a eyeshadow brush and kind of just go in areas of my face. She has some on her forehead. I have my sponge with blue paint on standby, just if I go a little bit too crazy in some areas with that black eyeshadow. I'm pretty much ready to go down to the neck. So it's basically going to be like what I did with Other Mother, and we're going to try to make the neck look skinnier. So we're going to take some of that blue paint on a brush. When I've drawn my eyebrows in different shapes for looks, whenever I look at myself in the camera, it feels like I'm actually making that face. Like I almost want to relax my face because I feel like I'm just like I can always change the width of it if I want it smaller when I go in with the black paint on the side. Now I'm really going to start to perfect that shape with some black paint. Definitely don't want to go too far. I am going to really emphasize my collarbone. I don't want to cover that in black at all. I'm going to take some of that black eyeshadow and kind of start to shade my neck. I kind of want to bring some life back into it, if that makes sense. Because right now it does look very flat. Taking some more blue paint. I did create my shoulders a little bit smaller. I'm just gonna paint whatever you still can see of my actual shoulders, like black. Now going back with that blue eyeshadow, I'm gonna emphasize my collarbone. All of this shading is very rough. I'm not really worrying too much about it. Then the last thing to do is my lashes, and then I will add a wig and the veil. And this is my finished Emily Corpse Bride look. I am very happy with how this turned out. I was very nervous. Whenever I do characters, I get nervous because I do want to do them justice, especially when they're animated. So I don't know, hopefully I did her justice. I did paint my wedding hand just because I wanted this hand at least to kind of fit the costume. And I have my flower crown, which I got from Amazon, along with the blue wig. The veil is just a torn piece of tulle from an old dress that I was going to get rid of, so it worked out. I don't even know if you can really tell on camera. I am wearing like a gray smoky contact. I just wanted something to make her a little bit more animated. As this is day 27 of 31 days of Halloween. We are so close to Halloween, you guys. It's crazy. Only a few more days left. And really, there will be an extra look, actually. It won't be a part of 31 days of Halloween. I am going to be doing a sugar skull look for Dia de los Muertos. I have gotten a few requests to do a sugar skull, and I just want to let you guys know I hear you. I'm just going to wait until the holiday to do it, and I'm really excited about it. I love doing sugar skull makeup. And yeah, that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.